8 in a row. Opening of a 3-game set at Tropicana Field. Bottom 2, Rays are down 2-1. Jason Bartlett smokes it to left, but look at Darren Erstad. Oh! Great catch by the former Nebraska punter. Next inning, Miguel Tejada. He's got 1, but he's thinking 2. Look at B.J. Upton. Do you think he may be deep to Miggy a little bit? But look at this throw. Out at second. Back-to-back defensive plays there. 1 from the Astros, 1 from the Rays. To the ninth, Jose Valverde on to close with a 4-2 lead. Make it 4-3. Deanna Navarro, solo homer. There was talk in Houston earlier this year that Valverde was Spanish for Lidge. That proved to be incorrect. Valverde strikes out Akinori Ramira for his 17th save. Astros break the long losing streak 4-3.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's the Tigers and the Padres. Detroit in its first ever appearance at Petco Park. Adrian Gonzalez tied for the most RBI in the NL this season with 63 coming in. Bottom 8 were tied at 2. They're loaded for Gonzalez, and he singles to right. That'll score 2, and the Padres are up 4-2. Inning continues. Joel Zamaya on the bunt. Came off the DL Friday. It's 100 miles an hour of heat, but Scott Hairston singles to left. So Brian Giles and Gonzalez come on home. Odds up 6-2. Top 9, that's the count. The 2 outs. Marcus Timms at the dish. Timms, high fly ball to foul territory in shallow right. Paul McAnulty. Oh my goodness. Over the wall and into that first row, but he hangs on. The Padres' 4-game slide is over. San Diego takes it 6-2.
Diamondbacks and Twins. Minnesota has won 6 of their last 8. Randy Johnson on the hill for Arizona. 0-3, ERA over 7 in 3 starts this month. 3rd inning, he's in some trouble. Matt McCree, with runners at 2nd and 3rd, brings both of them home with a chopper. 2-0 Twins. Later in this inning, it's 3-0. First pitch of the at-bat, Justin Morneau brings in, or trying to bring in, Alexi Casilla. Oh, close play at the plate, but look at the slide by Casilla. That is very professional. Now, the next batter is Craig Monroe. Look at where Miguel Montero sets up. Inside. I want this pitch inside. Craig Monroe. Come on, Craig. As Johnson leaves it over the plate, that's a 2-run blast. They score 6 times in the 3rd. Unit has lost 4 straight starts for the first time since '99.
Top 1, Orioles up 1-0 with 2 aboard. Ramon Hernandez, a dribbler. Suppan picks it up, throws it wide. Runnels scores. Suppan rocked 1 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned. Bottom 3 with 1 on. It's Prince Fielder. Gone. His 14th of the season. Brewers pull within 1 now, down 6-5. Top 8, it's Aubrey Huff. He went deep in the top of the 2nd here. It's his 5th home run in his last 5 games, number 14 on the season. O's up 8-5. Bottom 9, George Sherrill getting Gabe Kapler to ground into the 4-3 DP. Sherrill's 25th save of the season. Orioles win 8-5. How about the Rangers and the Nationals? For the first time in 36 years, the Rangers back in our nation's capital. Elijah Dukes ready. Bottom 1 was scoreless. Kevin Millwood, who's in the battle against Dukes. Dukes getting a single up the middle, still 3rd in the inning. Bottom 3, Nationals down 3-0. Dukes singling to left, 2 for 2 at that juncture. Moments later, Millwood's pitch off the mark. Dukes is stealing second steal on the night, and also scoring the inning. Bottom 8, Nationals down 3-2 with nobody on. It's Dukes taking Millwood out. 2nd of the season. We're tied at 3 and in need of extras. Bottom 14, bases loaded. Jamie Wright against Dukes, and it's Dukes becoming the first player in franchise history with a 5-hit game that included a walk-off. Deals, and Kurt Suzuki crushes his 3rd home run of the season. And just like that, the A's are up 2-0. Next batter, Carlos Gonzalez, getting some yard work done. His first career home run, and Oakland's up 3-0. Top 6, Marlins down 4-0. Try to get a rally on. Dan Uggla abusing the Rich Harden offering. Uggla with his 22nd homer of the season, tied for the major league lead. Marlins down 4-1. Top 8, Jeremy Hermida. A shot to right, this off Houston Street, and the Marlins have a 5-4 lead. Bottom 8, that's the count with 2 aboard, 2 out, Suzuki. A shot to center, Cody Ross issues, 2-run score. A's back on top 6-5. Top 9, that's the score with 1 out. It's ugly. Obvious rapport between bat and ball this off-street. His Major League best 23rd home run of the season. We're tied at 6. Bottom 11. Eric Chavez steps in. It's a high fly ball to left. Luis Gonzalez is there, dropping the baseball. Chavez hustling into second. Gets lifted for pinch runner Jack Hanahan. Your next batter is Suzuki. 4 for 5 with a homer and 5 RBI. He's going the opposite way to win this thing. And Oakland gets the victory 7-6.
Extra innings as well in Los Angeles, California. Dodgers, Indians, Cliff Lee looking for his American League leading 11th win of the season. And look at this defense right here. Nice stab there. Gets James Loney at first. Bottom 8. Indians up comfortably 4-0. Brian Garco flips to Lee. They get Juan Pierre. Lee 7 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run. In the 9th, he's out. Joe Borowski is in to close it out. And Lee and everyone on the Indians bench got their fingers crossed. Indians up 4-3, bases loaded. Jeff Kent, chopper to short. Russell Martin scores. Now tied at 4. Borowski's 3rd blown save of the season. We go to extra innings. In the 10th, bags full. Franklin Gutierrez grounds to short. They get the force at home. Russell Martin goes to 3rd. That's a 6-2-5 double play. But the next batter, Johnny Peralta. Do it for Johnny. Over the head of Andre Ethier, 2-run score. Borowski gets the win, but he blows a save, and the Indians win. And Yankees. Cincy making their first trip to Yankee Stadium since the 1976 World Series. You remember that. You remember Ken Griffey Sr., a member of that big red machine that came in and swept the Yankees in 4 games. Johnny Bench homered twice in the clincher as the Reds won 7-2. This was back in the day when you could actually rush the field. Look at that. Oh. Chris Chambliss was ready to bowl that guy over. Back to Friday, Edison Volquez leads the majors with an ERA of 1.64, and he gets Jason Giambi. That's 2 outs. Paul Bacco, the Reds catcher, thinks, you know what, we're done. Actually, it's 2nd out. Hold on. Top 5, tied at 1. They give the free pass to the rookie Jay Bruce, who went 1 for 4. That brings up Holder Cabrera. He singles or doubles down the left field line off Mike Mussina. Edwin Encarnacion and Bruce score. Cabrera, his first 4-hit game since 2003-1 Reds. Next batter, here's Junior. Runner at 2nd is Cabrera. That's a single for Junior, and here comes Cabrera. Throw by Bobby Abreu is on time, but Cabrera is safe? How does that work? Jose Molina can't believe it, but take a look at the slide by Cabrera. Nifty footwork there, and good call by 3rd-generation umpire Brian Runge. Yanks down 4-2, but threatening. Volquez strikes out Melky Cabrera. 5 strikeouts in 7 innings as the Reds win 4-2. Dusty Baker said of Volquez was not fazed by the atmosphere at all. Volquez continues on his quest to win the pitching Triple Crown in the National League. Currently leads the senior circuit in ERA and strikeouts and trails only Brandon Webb in wins. He has 12 consecutive quality starts.
Battle of division leaders, Angels-Phillies. First meeting for these clubs since 2003. Philadelphia native Mike Scioscia back home. Top 1 was scoreless with a runner aboard. It's Vladimir Guerrero taking Adam Eaton deep and gone. Guerrero's 11th home run of the season. Halos up 2-0. Guerrero 3 for 5, drove in 3. That would be plenty of run support for Irvin Santana. Bottom 4, he rings up Ryan Howard. Next batter, Santana catches Pat Burrell just browsing with 2 outs. It's Jeff Jenkins going down swinging. Santana striking out the side. Bottom 5, Pedro Feliz take a seat. The NL 2nd highest scoring offense held in check. Chris Coast grounding out. And then lastly, it would be Eaton. Santana retired 10 consecutive batters. Top 6, Angels up 5-0. They're on the corners for Howie Kendrick. It's a fly ball deep to the left center wall. Ball gets wedged underneath the padding as 2-run score. Shane Victorino throws his hands up in the air to show he can't make a play. 3rd base umpire Laz Diaz runs to the wall to make a call. He says it's a double, erasing one of the Angels' runs. You know, Scioscia's not happy about that. Angels, though, up 6-0. Bottom 6, Phillies down 6-1 with 1 on and 1 out. Santana gets Howard. Last but not least, Burrell, take a seat. Santana 7 strong, 9 Ks. He's now 6-1 on the road this season. Halos with a season-high 17 hits in the
loving the attention. Now Pierce throwing out the first pitch. Pierce is nicknamed the Truth. And truthfully, that is terrible. You cannot shake off tech and then give that effort. Hey, but that's okay. 7th inning, Randy Flores was good. Good and terrible.
No relation?
No relation. Gives up the base knock to Jacoby Ellsbury. Dustin Pedroia walks on 4 pitches. J.D. Drew, the same thing. Flores was pulled before he even retired a batter in the 7th. He was trying to preserve the lead after Kyle Loesch had pitched fabulous in this game. Manny Ramirez facing Russ Springer. Grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. Ellsbury scores, so the Sox are down 4-3. But just 2 outs in the inning. Next batter, Mike Lowell with the runner at third, strikes out. Cardinals get out of the jam, up 4-3. Top 8, Yadier Molina playing his first game since he was carted off with a concussion after that ugly collision on Sunday. Homers for just the 4th time this season. Cardinals take a 5-3 lead. It's now 5-4 in the 9th. Kevin Youkilis. Runners at the corner. She flies out to end it. Cardinals win 5-4. Kyle Loesch 6-0 in his last 6 starts.
0-0, Jermaine Dye. That is good wood. This off Ted Lilly. 15th home run of the season for Dye. And check out how far this ball went. Past Waveland Avenue. We're tied at 1. Top 3. With a runner aboard, A.J. Pierzynski. Deep and gone. His 5th of the season. Sox up 3-1. Bottom 3, Sox getting defensive. Joe Creedy making the diving grab and throw to get Ryan Theriot at first. White Sox feeling good. Bottom 5. Cubs with offensive issues. All 4 hits in the first 2 innings. Ronnie Cedeno, the hard hit to first. Nick Swisher, the grab. He gets to John Daines for the out. Cubs don't like the call. Bottom 7. Here come the Cubbies. Derek Lee. Gone. This up Octavio Dotel. Lee's 15th of the season. Cubs down 3-2. Your very next batter, Aramis Ramirez. Yard, his 11th of the season. Back-to-back jacks for the Cubs, and we're all tied up 3 runs apiece. Bottom 9, that's the count. It's Ramirez leading off the inning.
Deep to center field. Anderson's back. Warning track. Ball game over. Cubs win. Ramirez into center. They win it 4-3.
3rd career walk-off shot for Ramirez. The difference as the Cubs win by a run.
The corner. Raul Chavez flies out to Alex Rios. Doug Mankiewicz is at 3rd, and he's tagging. Look at the throw by Rios, though. Ooh-wee. You know where he got that on? At the Gittin store. Great play by Rios to preserve the scoreless tie. Scary moment here. Niger Morgan, a line drive off the pitcher Roy Halladay, and it somehow bounces into Scott Rowland's glove, so Morgan is out. But take another look at this. Oh, my gracious. Halladay was taken for x-rays. He actually apologized for not speaking with reporters afterwards. Gaston doesn't seem to think that he's going to miss a start. Bottom 12, Jason Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, bases loaded grounder. That's it. Pirates win 1-0 as the Jays lose Gaston. First game back with the Jays.
Mariners Braves ends interim skipper Jim Riggleman. His first game as manager, trying to keep Seattle's sinking ship afloat. Bottom 3, Eric Bedard on the bump. And Bedard pulls a muscle in his back and winces in pain after the pitch to Escobar. Bedard pulled from the game after only 3 innings with back spasms. Bottom 4 was scoreless with 2 aboard. Omar Infante drives in Chipper Jones with a single right up the middle. This off Roy Cochran. Chipper also in pain. Braves up 1-0. More on him in a bit. Bottom 6, we're tied at 1. It's Ryan Roland Smith dealing. And it's Chipper popping out to short. Unieski Betancourt is there. Chipper 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. His batting average dropped to .390 on the season. Would leave the game after the 8th inning after aggravating his strained right quad. Top 7 with Willie Bloomquist on first. It's Jeremy Reed pinch hitting. One of a season-high 8 doubles for the Mariners there. Bloomquist will score. Riggleman with his first win as skipper since October of '99.
Another team hoping that a change at manager turns things around. The Mets. They were taking on the Rockies. Troy Tulowitzki back in the Rockies lineup for the first time since April 29th. He went 0 for 4. Aaron Cook looking for his 11th win of the season, but Carlos Delgado ties this game with his 11th homer of the year. Same inning, it's Jose Reyes.
Whoops, this one is
Base knock to left. Damian easily scores. That's the 30th run batted in for Reyes on the season. And the Mets take a 3-2 lead. Next batter, Andy Chavez.
2-1 to Chavez. And then he rips one to
That'll work. Brad Hopp going to try to get Brian Schneider at home. Not in time, and the Mets take a 2-run lead. So they were getting to Aaron Cook a little bit. In the third, it's former Red Sox great Trot Nixon. First home run of the season with the Mets. Make it 6-2 as Trot says, "You're not the boss of me." Then Willie Taveras up with 2 outs, and look at Nixon, the sliding catch in left. Mets go on to win 7-2. They're now 2-1 under interim skipper Jerry Manuel.
It is time for Friday's top plays. Number 10, College World Series. LSU battling North Carolina. Top 9 tied at 3 bases loaded, 2 out. Tim Fedorovich taking Lewis Coleman deep and gone. First grand slam in the CWS since 2001. North Carolina wins 7-3 and will play Fresno State Saturday.
Friday night fights, final seconds, final round. Horace Grant in the blue drops Kevin Burnett with a right hand that had bad intentions. Burnett beat the count and eventually won this fight by unanimous decision.
Number 8, Euro 2008 quarters.
Danny Osuna, and it's a wonder save by Rushdu. A save to roll back the years.
Just gets that right hand up onto it. What an incredible save.
Turkey beats Croatia on PKs.
Number 7, Astros and Rays, Jason Bartlett thinks he has extra bases, but look at Darren Ersten. Great catch as the Astros snap a long losing streak, winning 4-3.
Number 6, Reds Yankees. Robinson Cano, hard chopper to first. Joey Votto across his body, snags it, flips to Edson Volquez for the out. Reds get the victory at the stadium, 4-2.
How about this play in the Blue Jays-Pirates game? Jack Wilson, Pirates shortstop. That is just very difficult to do. The sliding backhanded stop and then the throw to get the speedy Rod Barajas. Pirates win 1-0 in 12.
Number 4, Mariners Braves. Adrian Beltre. Oh, it sounded good. This off Jorge Campillo, deep to left. Omar Infante back at the wall, leaping and catching, robbing Beltre of the homer. But you know what? Beltre had the last laugh. His M's win 10-2.
Number 3, Tigers and Padres, top 9, 2 outs. Marcus Timms. Flare to shallow right. Look at Paul McAnulty. The great catch and momentum, and that poor fella catches a spike right in the face. But I mean, McAnulty, you know, he couldn't do anything. Just a great catch on his part. Padres win 6-2.
Number 2, second round PGA Professionals National Championship, 17th hole, 170 yards. Brad Martin, assistant pro at Portland's Golf Club, drains his 7-iron for a hole-in-one. Martin's hole-in-one, winning him a 2008 Buick Enclave. Can I have a ride?
At number 1, Cubs and White Sox tied at 3.
Deep to center field. Anderson's back. Warning track. Ball game